initials, I'd like to know like about the new platform HDFC Ergo has launched, that is Here app. If you can share some of an overview about it and the key features of this app.
Sure. So, first of all, thank you, Priya, for having this conversation with us. Uh, I think we are.
Just a second. I'm extremely sorry. I guess we are facing some network issues here, and your movements weren't visible. Is it okay, or am I the only one who is facing this issue, Vatsala?
No, we can clearly see Sumesh's video.
Okay, if you can, then yeah, we can surely go ahead. Yeah. Should I ask again?
Yeah, I think you can begin again so that the recording happens like at a flow.
Sure. Yeah, even now I can see it clearly. I'm extremely sorry for that, Kate. Yeah. So, can you provide an overview on the new platform that HDFC Ergo has launched, that is Here app, and some of the key features of this app?
Sure. First of all, thank you so much for this interaction. Uh, like you rightly said, it's one of the platforms that we've recently launched in the first week of August. It's, in our view, one of its kind insurance-led ecosystem is what we call it. The reason being that we've tried solving for the real customer issues uh, through this platform or through launching this platform. Uh, as you're aware, we are the second largest private general insurer, uh, and we do sell insurance. Obviously, we do pay claims, which is our bread and butter. But what was it that we wanted to go and do beyond insurance? Right? And this app is what this platform is all about: going beyond insurance, understanding what we can do from a consumer perspective, right? So while I will take you through a lot of details, but like you said, what are the key features? The entire app is, as of now, around health and wellness is one of the key streams that we talk about, and then mobility is another stream that we talk about. These are the two things that we, as of now, have in this app. And we are trying to solve for three major problems. One is anxiety, one is convenience. How can we become more convenient from a consumer perspective? How can we reduce anxiety of consumer? And somewhere we also understand most of our customers look for savings. How can we provide more and more savings? So on these three pillars is what we thought of coming up with one of its kind unique insurance-led ecosystem, and that is what is here dot is all about.
Okay, so that's a great thing to understand about this app. So I also want to understand what inspired you to create this app and how does it align with the company's vision for innovation and customer satisfaction.
Sure. So, a very interesting question because this is very close to our heart, and we would want to share the story how it started and what we did. And these were basic conversations which we kept having with the new age companies or the new age startups, and we always felt that while we do our best in terms of serving customers when it comes to their insurance needs, while paying claims, while doing everything and anything around insurance, how can we become more relevant from a consumer perspective in their daily lives as well? That was the key challenge that we started with, right? And how can customers think of us when they first thing in the morning, probably when they get up, right? So how can I become more relevant from a customer perspective? And the whole idea was to kind of then gain the mind share of the consumer. The moment you're able to kind of gain the mind share on a daily basis, what is it that you can do? You will become more relevant from a consumer perspective. And that's where the whole thought started from. We started thinking about it, brainstorming sessions happened. Internally, a team and task force started working on this. And we started doing research and talking to our consumers as to what is it that they're looking for. And like I said, the three key problems that we came across was most of the consumers are really anxious and get kind of anxiety is something that they're wanting to solve for. Now this anxiety can be of anything. I mean, today if I'm not well, I'm more anxious and I want to know what should be done. And I go on various platforms and I search about it. Is this information relevant? Then convenience. I want to kind of do a lot of things on the go. How can my life be more convenient if I want to kind of do anything around my vehicle which I drive on a daily basis? Can looking for challans on my vehicle or the PUC status become more convenient for me? Right. Today I need probably to go on multiple websites and check it. Can it be more convenient and I can go to one place and I can check everything to do with my mobility needs or my vehicle needs? Then we realized that also another very important need is savings. And somewhere, all of us, whenever we are doing anything, we're buying anything, we're buying medicines, we're buying diagnostic checkups, we look for savings in some way or the other. And that became our third important leg, and we started solving for. With these three important outcomes which came out of the research that we did with our consumers, we started building on the proposition, and that's how here was kind of born. We took a while. We an entire team worked for a while to ensure that we come up with propositions which are more and more relevant to the customer, and that clearly is shown with the kind of response that we have got. In the We have launched this officially in the first week of August. You must have seen all the press releases as well around that and the campaign that we did. And within 2 months itself, we have more than 800K downloads that we've already had for here. So that clearly substantiates that whatever we are doing probably is something that people appreciate and is relevant for them is more important.
That is like a really inspiring journey and has grown very rapidly as compared to some other apps related to that. So I'd like to know, how does the campaign for Here app positions the platform as one-stop solution for customers' daily queries and anxieties in the domain?
So let me just take a step back before I just talk about the campaign thought and
Yeah.
what we wanted to achieve when we started thinking or brainstorming how do we launch this. Uh,
Hmm.
Clearly, one, we wanted, like I said, we wanted to go beyond and tell beyond insurance selling and tell them this is something which is more relevant to you. Because today,
Yeah.
otherwise, if I go as an insurance company, people will feel probably there's just another app where we'll be selling insurance or we'll be trying to service insurance related needs. So clearly, the idea was to go and market in such a manner that people need to understand this is one beyond insurance. Second, very important thing that we need to understand here is, like I was telling earlier as well, we wanted to somewhere clearly communicate that these are the three important things that we're trying to solve for. And we'll continue to add more and more propositions within the app for you to kind of uh, understand that this app is really relevant and helpful for you. And third, obviously, to make them aware and a call to action, which is immediately somebody should be able to kind of take an action or do an action where they can download the app. So it was very important for us to say, for example, use things like QR code within our communication so that there is a clear call to action what they need to do from there and they don't need to search for it anywhere else. Right. So these were the three larger things that we thought of. And that's where we then worked with agency and came up with an absolutely amazing thought, which is seriously helpful. Now, this in two words communicate everything that we wanted to communicate, and I've been saying in the last few minutes that if it is seriously helpful, why it is seriously helpful? Because I'm trying to solve for your anxiety. Why it is seriously helpful? Because I'm trying to make it convenient for you. Why it is seriously helpful? Because I'm trying to provide you some sort of savings on whatever we do. And if I talk about few propositions or few key highlights of this app, Priya, say for example, in wellness, we have something called patient to patient connect, P2P connect. What does that do? We as insurance company are aware of people who have undergone some sort of procedure. There are so many customers, probably our own customers or people or consumers who are even not HDFC Ergo customers who are undergoing something. So if somebody in my family wants to undergo knee surgery, I would always want to just connect with somebody who's already undergone a knee surgery, right? And hence we created a platform where we requested people who have undergone knee surgery to come and become a volunteer, and people who want to go ahead with something like that, they can come and connect with each other, right? And we have more than 800 volunteers already who are registered with us, and so many consumers who come and then talk to these volunteers regarding whatever procedures they want to undergo, just to understand what happened, how it went about, what are the kind of things that we need to do. And what does this clearly do? This resolves for the first pillar that I spoke about, which is anxiety. You're always anxious when you're going through a procedure, you're going to get operated or any kind of procedure. Even if it is a daycare procedure, you're anxious. So we beautifully do this through this platform. We have another very amazing feature, which is expense estimator. When we are undergoing a procedure, we would want to know what is the kind of expenses that I'll bear. It might be covered, it might not be covered. That's another question. But we just want to know what is the kind of expense if I want to go to a particular private hospital in Bombay. What would be cost of, say, a bypass surgery? And somebody can just come, put three details there, and can find details of what would be an approximate expense. Obviously it cannot be an expense which is absolutely to the point, because it depends on a individual's situation, whether you will be admitted for 3 days or 5 days depending on the complication. But it gives a range which clearly tells them, okay, this is the range in this particular hospital. And why this data is more relevant coming from us, Priya, because we have actual data of what we have paid to consumers or to these hospitals. So this is not some data which we've gone and collected from third party sources. This is an actual data basis what we've paid. So this becomes more relevant from a consumer. So these are a few important things. And then there are so many other things like calculators we have. Somebody can come and calculate heart rate. Most of us go through these stress these days, and we would want to kind of just go and calculate the heart rate. If everything is fine, you can just go on the app and do it. And there is a complete set of calculators, BMI calculators, so many other calculators. You can just come and do it. So people can engage again and again solve for anxiety in some way. Then we tried solving for, like I said, convenience as well. And mobility is all about convenience, right? And you want to kind of go and check challan, you just come on the app, you put your vehicle number, and everything else will be done. All the challan details and everything will be pulled in on a click of a button. You want to check status of your PUC, that will also come. Otherwise, what happens with us is we've done PUC, it's kept in the vehicle. And we obviously are not able to check only when somebody is asking for it on the road. Somebody stops us and asks for it, then probably we see, oh, this is already expired. So you get to know whether your PUC, what is your PUC state. So this clearly solves for, and so many other things. You can check garages, you can check anything. EV stations, these days people are buying EV. So, and platform like All Things EV also is something which we have, which will give you all information about your electric vehicle. So this solves for, again, convenience and anxiety in some way. We also have an amazing feature which talks about savings. For our retail health customers, if somebody wants to buy medicine, they can come and they can get at a rate which is even better than what that platform themselves offer, because they are here customers. So these are the kind of things we did. So all of this put together adds to seriously helpful. And that is what our communication messaging was. That is what our thought process was. And that is what our key campaign theme was around what we wanted to communicate.
Yeah, so I understood the communication factor, and I also understood why this is seriously helpful as well as one-stop solution for everyone. And this is definitely going to be a go-to for everyone to for their daily basis things. But I would like to understand what are the marketing strategies and how we are distributing here app and how we are spreading awareness regarding that.
Sure. So largely, if you see, Priya, like I said, the objective was to reach out to the right set of consumers and tell them the benefits that this app will provide them, right? And these days, most of the mobile apps, if you'll see, they And we wanted to obviously keep an identity which is different than what usually how we communicate. So if you would have seen our campaigns, I'm sure you must have come across our here campaign, which is seriously helpful. The whole identity that we've tried creating is very new age. It's the colors that we use, the kind of brand, the kind of logo that we've designed, the kind of fonts that we've used. The entire identity that we created was very new age. One is that it is very minimalistic. So even from our design approach perspective, even for our communication perspective, it's very minimalistic. It talks about what benefit it will provide. And we clearly wanted to talk about uh, wanted to go and target the right set of consumers. Now, how do we do that? The question that you asked, what was the marketing strategy around this? Clearly, the marketing strategy was uh, uh, the key thing that we did was around digital. Obviously, we went out on digital, including social, YouTube, and a lot of other mediums that or channels that we've used, which was well supported with. So once you've seen something on digital, that what this app does, it was well supported with radio and outdoor. So radio spots is something very frequently we tried running, and which also talked about what are the benefits of this app. So that reminds you again that okay, I've seen this ad on the digital platform, and this again reminds me while I'm driving that this is what this app will do. And then we used outdoor very beautifully in terms of once again reminding you what this proposition is, and this is where you need to go and download it. Like I said, in across all the places, we also clearly mentioned or had our QR code where consumer can directly just scan it. Most of our phones today have scanners in camera itself, and scan it and download the app as well. And we did very targeted campaigns as well. So while this was more from a launch and awareness perspective, PR helped us in having interaction and talking about this amazing proposition that we had and reach out to every nook and corner of our country. So PR helped us having more than 50 coverages is something which we got, and that helped us in kind of reaching out. More than 200 outdoor sites that we use, which helped us in reaching out. The kind of radio spots that we had across radio stations and the RJ mentions helped us. So a combination of all of this really helped us in kind of launching. Also, what we did is that we reached out to our consumers, existing customers, in a very targeted manner. So if somebody I understand is somebody who's looking for savings while buying medicine, then I will communicate to them through WhatsApp or through other sort of communication modes to kind of reach out to them. We also reached out to consumers through our advisors. We have lakhs of advisors who work with us, and through them we then reach out to the consumers that they interact with on a daily basis as well. All the touch points possible. So if somebody is coming to us through an IVR, if somebody is talking to us on our inbound call center, if somebody is talking to us during claims, we try talking about this amazing proposition so that it helps them in their daily life, and it is more relevant for them to kind of.
So I'd like to understand, definitely you shared a lot about marketing and distribution strategies and also about the uniqueness of this app. But still, I would like to understand how the app is differentiating itself from the existing solution in the market, and what are the unique benefits we can get. Although you have answered 50 to 70% of it, but still, if you can add up something else in here.
No problem. So I think we have very relevant question that why will somebody come on this app and not on any other app where probably uh, they provide similar. So I'll try and answer in three or four buckets. So first, let's talk about health and wellness. What we're trying to do now. Like I said, we have and first hand and primary data available of what claims we pay. Right now, if somebody wants to know that what is the expense that happens in a particular procedure, who better than an insurance company who's paid claims for that particular hospital will be able to tell them, right? So definitely nobody else has. I have not come across anybody who can provide me that relevant information. Right. The articles that we have on our app again is very relevant and are vetted by the likes of very relevant information providers in the medical field. So clearly, it is an information which is relevant and coming from an relevant source. Likewise, the patient to patient connect. I'm not aware of if anybody else as of now is providing any kind of platform where again these are all coming on a voluntary basis. Nobody is being paid to talk about their experience. On a voluntary basis, I have undergone a procedure. I want to help somebody else, and hence I am trying to speak with them and trying to help them reduce the anxiety that. So clearly, this is something unique which we have not come across any other platform, and hence consumers will obviously be coming to our platform rather than going to any other. Coming on to mobility, right? Again, the experience that we provide and the convenience factor that I spoke about earlier, on a, on a on just providing the vehicle number and clicking a button, all the information is being provided to you in a very convenient manner. And so that is something which obviously makes us unique. And the kind of calculators, the kind of interaction, the kind of savings, like I spoke about, all of this clearly is something which is unique for us, and hence we call ourselves as one of its kind, unique insurance-led ecosystem, which should be. And we, before we go live on anything, we debate, we brainstorm, we deliberate that how will this be beneficial, how will this be relevant from a consumer perspective, and then we work on it, and then we execute and work. These are just initial few things that we've launched. There are many more to come in future, and you will keep looking at. You should keep looking at it. I'm sure you will also be. Most of these things will be very relevant for you as well. So you should also download that.
Surely, surely. I even like the idea of this app and how relevant it is for every consumer. Everyone can use this app. So, I would like to understand, as you have mentioned, that the design of this app is very minimal, but still, I would like to understand the interface design of the app and the user experience, as you also mentioned this as well, that people go for experiences first and people will ask to the people who have experienced anything before. So if you can share a few more details about it, and other than that, how it is seeking users, how it is helpful for users in like everyday life and everything else, yeah, in health and motor thing.
Yeah, very relevant question. That what we did and how we thought about the user experience. A lot of work has gone behind ensuring that the user experience that we can provide to the consumer is absolutely seamless and frictionless. It becomes very important for platform like ours that while the proposition needs to be relevant, the user experience and what journey that we create for user while they come on this platform also needs to be seamless and frictionless. So, just to give an example, if there is anything that you need to do from a mobility needs perspective on our platform, all you need to provide after creating a profile is your vehicle number. You add the vehicle, and most of the things then can happen on a click of a button. Now, that is something that, and that requires a lot of integration, backend integration with partners who can provide us information. And hence, a lot of work has gone into that. And we've tried keeping the journeys and the design minimalistic and very simple. That's the whole philosophy that we've followed. Obviously, from a communication perspective, it also is important that we communicate the right messages at the right time, and that also should be very simple to understand. And that's another important thing that we have kept in mind while designing the application.
Okay, so are there any partnerships or collaborations in place to enhance the services offered to Hair? And if there are any, so if you can like
Yes.
share.
So yes. So like I said, it's very important to kind of collaborate with the right set of partners. So to provide an experience which we want to provide, which is seamless and frictionless, we add backend work with some of our partners. Likewise, we are working with a very reputed diagnostic and medicine chain as well to provide the savings that we propose from a savings on a perspective, where any of our retail health customers, if they really want to go and buy medicines or book diagnostic tests, they get to save a lot, and they get better discounts than even what the platform provides to them. So those kind of partnerships obviously are there, and we are continuously working on a lot many more partnerships now, where we can provide consumers more relevant information through these partnerships.
That's great. So, how do you foresee the app to be performing, or like, what are your aspects to the app from the coming year, and like, what that?
So, like we said, the objective behind this, Priya, is very clear that we want to be seriously helpful. Uh, Rest, everything will happen if we are relevant and helpful from a consumer perspective. So,
Yeah.
the kind of results that we've seen now, like I was saying, 800 plus downloads, 800K plus downloads in the last 2 months itself. Uh,
Yeah.
Almost one fourth of these, if I talk about, have added their vehicles on our application.
Mhm.
Uh, People, the repeat rate is much higher than what we usually see in applications. So the consumers are again and again coming, which means they find information more relevant, or it is convenient for them to again visit the application. So I think our objective from a future perspective is very clear. We want to be more relevant. Uh, we want to come up with more and more propositions which will make us more relevant from a consumer perspective, and provide them information or features which usually they don't get outside of this application or platform. If that is something that we are able to provide with a user experience which is seamless and frictionless, I don't see that why people will not use it. That's what we have from a future perspective.
That's great. I guess I'm done with my questions. If you'd like to add up something else in here.
No, so I think thank you for this opportunity, Priya. Like you must have seen in the answers that I gave, and we are quite excited with this. More from a perspective is that this organization, like I said, we are an organization we always call, while we are the second largest private general insurer, uh, everything and anything that we do is digital, and that is where we say we are an organization which is a large insurer with a humane side of it, but at same point in time we are a digital insurer of scale, right? And not only this, but anything and everything. I mean, if even if we see on the agent side, which is again an advisor side, which is our bigger channel, which contributes to a lot of business to us, there also everything and everything is digital. We have an app called One Up app, which is where we kind of do digital. We have a center of excellence with Google, where we keep working on so many digital initiatives that we have. We very closely work with partners like Meta, where we are working on unique propositions that we launch. So the idea clearly is that digital is something which is something which we've been working on. This, in fact, is our we started this journey of digital in 2016 itself. By now, we are at digital 3.0, and we'll continue to walk on this digital path to ensure that we can kind of help consumers from an insurance needs perspective, but also service these customers seamlessly and can match up with the expectations that they have. With the changing time, their expectations are also.
Yeah.
So that's it. And like I said earlier, if you're convinced with the proposition, you should definitely download it.
I am definitely convinced with it, because as I heard about this app, it is really like for everyone and for everyday life. So yeah, I'll definitely check this app out, and I'll definitely try the app. So it was lovely interaction with you, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to interact with you.
Thanks, Priya. Pleasure is all ours.